I tell you, the dragonborn comes. You'll know the dragonborn's come.
Well, hello people of the internet and welcome back to the channel. So, just a quick recap. We've been seeking the elusive little scamp that's been making trouble for our beloved Thieves Guild. At last we discovered the name of the scamp, and it was a former member of the guild called Calcelmo. And indeed, by all accounts, it was her who murdered beloved guildmaster Gallus. So, Mercer, our friendly Mercer, has asked Niamh to accompany him to Snow Vale Sanctum, where he promptly betrayed her and stabbed her and left her for dead. But luckily Calcelmo had shot Niamh with an arrow with a special poison that slowed her heart rate down, so she survived. Now Calcelmo has asked Niamh to travel to Winterhold and speak with Niamh to see if he can translate Gallus's journal. So we're now ready for the next quest. Sadly though, my video had glitched and I lost the actual recording of the meetings with Niamh and Calcelmo, but I'll show you where to find them and some hints, so you haven't missed anything major, but a bit of dialogue. And just a heads up on some previous videos I did, the Book of Love quest, and this does help somewhat with Calcelmo when you meet him in Markarth. So without further ado, we'll fast travel over to Winterhold. You'll generally find Niamh in the Frozen Hearth. He can be found in the college, but for this purpose of this quest, it's usually in here. He'll be somewhere in the inn. And this is what he looks like. Just approach him and go through the usual dialogue, and what he will do then is he doesn't actually understand it, he knows where he can get information to actually translate the journal, and he'll send you to meet Calcelmo in Markarth. So after you've done with Niamh, pop outside and fast travel to Markarth. Obviously if you've never discovered it before, you can take a carriage, but I'm guessing you've been there. Actually you can fast travel straight to Understone Keep. Now if you've got a follower, I suggest you get her to, or him to, wait. I'm going to do this proper roleplay Thieves Guild style, where I'm not going to kill anybody. I'm going to sneak all the way through to achieve the aim of the quest. A lot of people just walk in and just kill everybody, but that's not the idea.
Still here. As you wish, my thing.
And Lydia is not stealthy at all. Anyway, come through down here to meet Calcelmo. And as I said, I lost my video for the actual dialogue on this, but literally approach him, go through the dialogue. As I mentioned in the introduction there, if you've done the Book of Love quest, which you can see in my previous videos, that will definitely get you the museum key. You still won't get the laboratory key, is what you need, but you will get the museum key. If you haven't done the Book of Love quest, you can try persuasion, bribery and intimidation. Quite often these don't work, but failing that, what you can do is nip beside him here onto this pedestal and you can steal the Dwemer Museum key. Obviously make sure he's not looking. Anyway, whichever way you get the key, head out and head straight across. Now I'm going to go sneaky the whole way. Wherever I go, I'm going to sneaky because it builds up your sneak levelling. I've also got the invisibility spell. Now, there's my lovely Lydia. She's great. Anyway, whatever you're doing, this guard's going to stop you. Invisible or not.
Halt. The Dwemer Museum isn't open to anyone without the court wizard's permission.
Just escape out of the dialogue. And he does nothing. But anyway, you got permission to be in there, so it's fine. Now, if you're not invisible, head over to the right and skirt around. Doesn't really matter if you've been given permission to come in, he's giving you the key, not a bother. But if you have to steal it, sneak in around the side here. and just head up to his laboratory. Now this is where you are illegal. I'm not going to bother with much looting here. There's some interesting stuff in here. You've got his lab journal. It's well worth reading. What they've actually discovered is a staff that brings a dwarven spider to life. So yes, it's actually very interesting. The thing is, though, the spider is only actually usable in the lab. You can't take it anywhere else. So, but anyway, you can pause the video and read that, or read it for yourself when you actually do the quest. But yeah, it's well worth reading. I'm going to pinch the soul gems. Always handy. There are a few escape routes. The door around here to the left, you can lockpick it. Oh no. Oh, you need a key. Sorry, you can steal the key from a guard, but the door beyond that's barred from the other side. You can unbar that door, and I'll show you where later on. That's one way of getting out. You can actually steal the key from one of these people here. Another way is to come right here and have a little run around, do a little bit of looting. There's nothing great. There's some good books in here actually. But most of the loot is pretty low level stuff here. That's why I'm not really bothering. Could come in handy. Or you can sell them, scrolls. The books in there are worth reading, actually, the Dwemer's, and there's the laboratory key as well. Now you've got the key, just head on out. Yeah, during my practice runs, I, for roleplay purposes, was pickpocketing the guards here. But when I actually come to doing the video work, they changed their routine. And no matter how much I tried, I could not pickpocketed them. If you actually watch the guards, they're watching each other all the time. So every single time, every position I tried, I couldn't pickpocket them. So if they're following each other around like this, just go into that room and grab the key. If you're not invisible, you might want to cause a distraction somewhere and sneak past them to the door. No, I wouldn't bother going to the left here. Go straight on. Yeah, well, you've already got the key anyway. So what you have down here is like a hallway with filled with poison gas. Now what you've got, well, there's a health potion down here, grab that. Now what you've got is a load of pressure plates as well throughout the hallway, which stops the gas in that portion of the hallway, or that part of the hallway. So what you can do is come down here and grab a guard. Now I'm losing because I'm collecting all the guard uniforms for one of my homes when I get one. Just what I want to do. Anyway, you can grab him, drag him back and drop him on the pressure plate here, and you can do that with all the bodies which are down the hallway. Or what I do is just get my healing hands out, start healing and run all the way down. Now I have quite a lot of points in Magicka, so that's not a problem for me. If you don't have that many points, you might want to come down with plenty of either Magicka potions and or health potions. Obviously quick save before you do it, just in case it does go tits up. There's a few little bits and bobs in here to take. If you're into dwarven smithing, there's quite a few bits and bobs you can pick up. I got a bit cocky. I went through the door with while she's still looking at me, but luckily I can just flip into invisibility. Now that little wheel there, if you turn it, it'll kill everybody in the room we're about to go into. So if you're going that route on this quest, then that's a good way of doing it. It'll kill the mage and the guard. But that's not what we're after, and we're not after loot either. Now one thing you do want to do, one of the unusual items. Oh yeah, before I show you that, remember the door I mentioned to you before where you could unbolt it? And it's that door here. There's the room with the staff that brings up a dwarven spider. So that's a potential escape route for you. Now what you do want to pick up is this puzzle box. You don't actually have to be too sneak up. There's no one in the tower at the moment. So just head on down here to the left. Now, if you haven't got the invisibility spell, later on it could get a bit tricky. So, if you can get it, I'd say get it. If you want to roleplay like this. But that's really what the Thieves Guild are all about. Now, make sure you take some charcoal and paper. You only need one of each. Or do read this book. And a dedication to Katria, my friend and colleague. It starts a quest, probably one of my favourite quests in the game, actually. That dedication's got a certain amount of meaning to it. There's a few bits and bobs which are worth looting here, and the chest, but like I say, nothing major. Yeah, the expert chest. I'm guessing it'll be random stuff. And as usual, when I'm recording, I'm absolutely rubbish at lockpicking. And there you go. Okay, once that's all done, just head out the door here. And activate that. This is why you need the charcoal and paper. Effectively to take a rubbing. Now, if you haven't got the visibility spell, this is where it can get tricky. You may have to do a bit of killing here.
Shouldn't we inform Master Calcelmo?
I'll deal with my own. Go.
The guards will wander off, come looking for you, but the mage will always sit down in the hallway there. The guard will leave him, so you may have to kill him. But like I say, I'm role-playing this, so the invisibility spell is perfect for this. Anyway, whichever way you go, head down the hallway. And you're going back out onto the balcony. Now you can carry on going down here to the left and go back the way you've come, or you can turn here and jump into the waterfall. Now if you take this option, do quick save. I was doing it fine in practice runs, and then for some reason when I was recording, I think I died about 5 times. So you don't need underwater breathing enchanted items, but I want to pick up a couple of bits of jump change. So come onto this little ledge here and jump into the waterfall like that, and jobs are good. And so just swim along. And who's your uncle? There you are. Okay, so fast travel over to Winterhold. And yes, I did forget Lydia and had to go back for her. Here's my new GG. Haven't thought of a name for him yet. Into the frozen hearth. Go around behind the bar and downstairs.
Come on in. We got warm food, warm drinks,
So now we've got a whole load of dialogue to go through. But actually a lot of it's quite interesting as well.
Was there something else? I suppose it would be inappropriate of me to ask how you obtained this, so I simply won't. A rubbing, eh? Odd. I expected notes. I understand. Now, let me take a good look at this. Over here, please. This is intriguing, but highly disturbing. It appears that Gallus had suspicions about Mercer Frey's allegiance to the Guild for months. Gallus had begun to uncover what he calls an unduly lavish lifestyle replete with spending vast amounts of gold on personal pleasures.
Does the journal say where this wealth came from?
Yes, Gallus seems certain that Mercer had been removing funds from the Guild's treasury without anyone's knowledge.
Anything else, Enther? Anything about the Nightingales?
Yes, here it is. The last few pages seem to describe the failure of the Nightingales, although it doesn't go into great detail. Gallus also repeatedly mentions his strong belief that Mercer desecrated something known as the Twilight Sepulchre.
Shadows preserve us. So it's true.
I'm not familiar with the Twilight Sepulchre. What is it? What's Mercer Frey done?
I'm sorry, Enther. I can't say. All that matters is we deliver your translation to the Guild immediately. Farewell, Enther. Words can't express.
It's all right, Carlia. You don't have to say a word. Listen, all I want is the truth to be revealed to the Guild. They respected Carlia, and she deserves better. Do whatever you can, and I'd consider it a personal favor. If trying to rid yourself of stolen goods becomes a burden and you find yourself in Winterhold, visit me at the college. I've been known to handle items of questionable interest from time to time, and I'll see what I can do.
So, Enthea is now unlocked as another fence for us for nefarious deeds.
That even recognize the language. I'm fairly certain he was planning some sort of a heist that involved a deep understanding of the Falmer language. Sadly, we never had the opportunity to speak about the details. Ironically, I pointed him in the same direction I pointed you, to Markarth and Calcelmo. I'm only hoping whatever means he used to learn the language will still be available to you. In the time before man, they were known as the Snow Elves. They lived in the sunlight and had a very prosperous society. Yes, I would say their culture quite possibly rivaled our own. The Nords went to war with the Falmer in the First Era, killed them by the thousands to drive them from their snowy homeland. The Falmer retreated underground and forged an uneasy alliance with
There's
the
a book on his
dwarves who ended
table,
up betraying them.
which is worth reading.
This
Gives a
betrayal
bit
made
more
them what
detail
they
on the
are
Falmer.
now. Horrible, blind monsters.
Worth reading. I haven't done it for the purpose of this video, but yeah, it's well worth reading.
Why shouldn't I? The Falmer have killed more than a fair share of my acquaintances. They're animals. They show absolutely no pity or remorse. If you wish to learn more about them, you're welcome to my tome on the subject. Should be on my table. If you have further need of me, you can find me in the college.
We must hasten to Riften before Mercer can do any more damage to the Guild.
Was there something else?
You've come this far, so I see no harm in concealing it any longer. The Twilight Sepulchre is the temple to Nocturnal. It's what the Nightingales are sworn to protect with their lives. Everything that represents Nocturnal's influence is contained within the walls of the Sepulchre. Now it seems Mercer's broken his oath with Nocturnal.
She does have a
and
nice
defiled
voice,
the
though.
very thing he swore to protect.
And purple eyes. I like that in a woman.
I felt the same way when Gallus first revealed these things to me. I think given time you'll understand what I mean. As a Nightingale, I've been sworn to secrecy regarding the Sepulchre. I know the Guild doesn't do much to foster faith, but I'm going to have to ask that you continue to trust me. I'll make for Riften and scout the situation, see if I can discover what Mercer's up to. When you're ready, meet me at the Ragged Flagon. In the meantime, I wanted you to have this. It belonged to Gallus.
And we've been given
Given the
one of my
circumstances,
favourite
I
weapons
think
in
you'd
the
approve.
game, the Nightingale Blade.
The Guild isn't willing to listen
The
to
blade
reason.
bears a unique enchantment called
You might have to.
Nightingale's Talon, and this enchantment can't be learned or applied to other weapons, sadly. Though I think you can kind of like simulate it with absorb health and absorb stamina. Anyway, it's a leveled thing, 46 plus, it absorbs 25 points of health and stamina, 36 to 45, 20 points of health and stamina, 27 to 35, 15 points, 19 to 26, 10 points, so it's a leveled item. Though I have heard there's a bug at the highest level, 46 plus, so you may be better off coming in at level 36 to 45.
On my offer, eh?
Great blade. Probably along the same lines as Dawnbreaker. Cracking sword. Okay, the next job is back to the Thieves Guild to introduce Carla back to her old friends. For me now, I'm off to pick up Lydia. Hopefully if you enjoyed this video and you found it enjoyable. If you did, like and leave a comment, and whatever you do, smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys later.